Hey everyone, Eugene here. Hope you're all well. Welcome back to another perfume review. Today I have for you Habit Rouge dress code, the flanker to the 1960s classic masterpiece Habit Rouge. Before I begin, I want to give you guys quickly my scent of the day, which is from the exclusive collection known as Mon Exclusive, which I don't care who knows it. I'm absolutely loving this perfume. I kind of thought it was marketed towards women the first time I had seen it just because of the pink juice, but I'm just realizing that all the exclusives are unisex. So don't be afraid to try this one out. Don't let the pink juice throw you off. But this is really a gourmand take on Guerlain's classic Jicky, a gourmand fougere, and I totally see it. It does have that Jicky backbone, some chocolate, vanilla, it's dry, it's resinous. It reminds me a little bit of L'Homme Ideal EDT, but much better crafted as it is an exclusive, and also get a little bit of that gourmand coquine. Now, I love the fact that Guerlain pays tribute to Jicky, and not only that, but they're also paying tribute to the old classic Coke d'Or bottle, that bow tie style bottle. So, you know, really paying tribute to their old classics. I love that, those small details that Guerlain are so well known for. So, okay, back to dress code. Released originally, this was released in 2015, and it was to commemorate the 50-year anniversary of Habit Rouge. So they gave us this, and this is a Thierry Wasser eau de parfum. And at the time when this was released, it was there was a little bit of confusion going on. We weren't really sure if it was limited, if it was a special edition, if it was going to stay in the main lineup. But I really did struggle to find this. It was, you know, it was hyped all around the fragrance groups on Facebook, on Base Notes. I did head down to the boutique hoping to find a bottle, but in Toronto, they were all out. Luckily, I did get a 1 ml sample, and just off of my sample, I was able to decide that yes, I was going to pursue this perfume. But I do have a lot to be thankful for to this perfume, as it's really what got me back into the boutique to begin with, and able to discover other classics that I wasn't really familiar with before. So I did get a bunch of samples that night, and if you've never seen like a Guerlain sample, they come in this little package like this. You know, it says Guerlain and got that sun logo. Got a little bit of information on the back here. It'll tell you the name, and you can see there the size. It's 3.8 ml. This is actually Derby. Comes in this glass vial like this. It says Guerlain right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then just a little dabber, no atomizer on here, so you just dab it on like that. Now, some of the samples that I got that night were of Sontar Royale, and I really did not like this the first few times I wore it. It was really, to me, it was really cloying and somewhat synthetic, and I struggled with this. It totally gave me olfactory fatigue, and it wasn't until after a good half dozen wearings that I kind of came back to it, and I was addicted to it. I just started wearing it more and more, and I really started to enjoy it. And this is marketed towards the Middle East, so it's really dry, woody, spicy, very spicy. Got some fruit notes in here, and this is mainly about sandalwood and oud. The first dozen wearings, I really struggled to pick up sandalwood in here, and now it's all basically that I can pick up. Sandalwood, obviously, a little bit of oud, not too oudy, a little bit of rose in here, but I find it very masculine. I think a woman can pull this off, but it is a masculine, woody fragrance to me. If you haven't already, check out Sontar Royale. Another sample I got that night was of, this is Derby, just an old school masculine chypre, really classy fragrance, very subtle. It's not very loud at all. It's more of a formal fragrance, I find. Opens up a little bit of citrus and a lot of spices, some carnation and oak moss, very woodsy. So I think this would be perfect for a suit and tie, maybe a tweed sports coat. If you like Creed's Green Irish Tweed, I think this is something that you would enjoy. Derby, check out Derby. Thirdly, I got a sample of the Rose perfume, and that's known as Rose Barbare. And just after testing Rose Barbare on paper in the store, I wasn't in a rush to get into my sample. I didn't really think it was all that, but once I did, it was instant love for me. Rose Barbare. It's just really a sweet, creamy rose with, you know, some fruity notes, honey, somewhat green, and it gets a little bit sour with that patchouli. It's got a heavy base of patchouli. So Rose Barbare, just a really classy, elegant rose perfume. I think up until now, this is my favorite rose perfume. And I got about 20 solid rose-based perfumes in my collection. So really enjoying Rose Barbare. Now, okay, back to dress code. When this did come out originally, this is 2015 and 2016, just released. I really did struggle to find this. Eventually, I found it on eBay. You know, the guy wasn't willing to ship to Canada, but after I pestered him several times, he finally agreed to it. He was out in Florida, and yeah, what can I tell you? Okay, so opens up really, really sweet to me. Actually, I kind of struggle with the sweetness in this. I find it abundantly sweet. I get obviously some vanilla. Guerlain's known for their vanilla. I get some caramel, some anise, really sweet anise. It kind of reminds me of L'Instant de Guerlain's anise, not as spicy. And praline, there's a nice praline note in here, but it's all very, very sweet and kind of all on the same pitch. And if I over apply it, it's a little bit screechy and bleachy maybe. You know, it's got this kind of like watery tone to it. There's a rose in here, and it's kind of Hesperitic, and it's just, I feel like the rose just kind of scatters that sweetness around. Eventually, it takes about an hour for all that sweetness to just kind of like dissipate, like just to leave. And I'm glad once it's gone. I'm really glad, because I'm just not into all this sweetness. Rose eventually turns a little bit soapy on me, and about 2 to 3 hours in, this perfume turns magic. That's when the magic opens up for me. It gets really smoky and dark, and it's just trying to tell you that, okay, you know, the first stage of this perfume, this journey is over. We're gonna start stage 2. So it gets really smoke and tarry and black. I just envision black billowing smoke. Shortly after, this really nice leather note comes out. Leather from let's say a brand new sports car, the interior of the sports car, along with I'm getting this dry resinous chocolate note, and with the leather, it almost seems like there's a little bit of oud in there and some texture. The chocolate has a little bit of texture to it, and it almost feels like I'm smelling coffee. I'm not really sure. I've never heard it mentioned, but that's what I'm getting, this textured coffee note, along with a little bit of powder and ambery notes. That's all really just kind of resonating off of my skin and giving me a nice 3-foot scent cloud. To me, this is very modern. It's very right now, and it's much more wearable than the original Habit Rouge or Habit Rouge EDT. I've never smelled the Eau de Cologne, but I do own the EDT. This is more modern and it's more wearable. Performance on this it's stellar. No complaints about performance at all. I used to spray 5 sprays when I first started, but it's way too much. You know, for the first hour, it would be cloying and it would totally give me olfactory fatigue. I had to cut it down to 3 sprays. And even at that, it's very strong. I get about minimum 10 hours performance, longevity. It's usually well over 12. Seasons, occasions, when would I wear this? I think the best time for this is right now, fall time. I find this very masculine. A woman can pull this off because there is a lot of sweetness in the opening. The base, it does get very woody. I find there's a little bit of florals in the opening. Not enough to consider it a floral fragrance, but you know, just a touch. I guess kind of to pay tribute to the original Habit Rouge. Now, exclusivity. I think this is really exclusive. I've never seen it anywhere outside of the boutique. I did find my bottle on eBay. I don't think you're going to be able to find this on discount anywhere, or, you know, good luck if you can, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So there's a little bit of talk on reformulations between the two, and from thoroughly testing this, you know, there's no obvious way to know if it's been reformulated or not, but, you know, to the best of my knowledge and all that I've tested and worn in order to prepare for this review, I can confidently say, to me, this is the exact same perfume in both bottles. I don't think there's any kind of reformulation. They smell identical to each other. I get identical performance, longevity, you know, they're even as can be. You know, I can spray from not know which bottle I'm spraying from, and I wouldn't be able to tell. There's not any difference at all whatsoever, so nothing to worry about there. Even on the back of the boxes, when I look at the ingredients list, I kind of show this in my unboxing, but I'll show it again. The ingredients on the back of the boxes are exactly the same. I know it's not a formula for guessing if it's been reformulated or not, but it does kind of give you a good idea. Word for word, ingredient for ingredient in the exact same order, they're all there. So wouldn't really worry about that. Final thoughts of Habit Rouge dress code. What do I think of this? I love dress code. I kind of struggle with the opening, but I'm really happy that I have it. I find this a very casual fragrance. Not something I would reach for in a formal setting, just because I have things more appropriate for formal. If I had maybe a smaller collection, I think, yeah, you could pull this off in a formal place. But for me, this is day to day. I wear it a ton to work. I'd wear it just going out and about shopping, or, you know, messing around outside. But yeah, I don't really find it formal. So dress code. I'm not sure if I said I had an unboxing at the start of the video, but I do. I've had this for a while. As you can see, Habit Rouge Extrait, and this has been recently discontinued. When I picked it up, I didn't even, like, it hasn't even been announced that it was discontinued, just in the last few weeks, and I just kind of been hanging on to it. But I can say I've never smelled it, as the boutique in Toronto never had a tester. So from what I understand, it is quite different. There we go. Habit Rouge Extrait. And I'm thrilled to have it. It does come in a 50 ml. It's basically the same bottle. Just says Extrait on the front. I do have the EDT here. You know, same cap. Same bottle as this one. I'll just quickly spray this on. some similarities. I wouldn't say it's completely different. If anything, I'd say it's closest to the EDT or maybe EDP. But if you haven't seen the new bottle design for Habit Rouge, so from what I understand is the dress code is, they are limited, but they will be coming out every single year in a new bottle design. This is pretty much, it's the exact same bottle as this and this. It's just painted with a black glossy paint with some pinstripes on there, and the cap is different. The caps aren't interchangeable, so they won't fit on the other's bottle, but it's basically the same bottle. Other than that, that's really my review for dress code. So, you know, if you smell dress code, let us know in the comments down below what you think of it. Are you able to find it? Are you struggling to find dress code like I was? It was easy for me to find the 2016 version. They did have about, at that time, I think it was about 15 or 20 pieces at the Toronto boutique. I'm not sure how many they have now, but that wasn't a problem, but I did struggle with the 2050. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what your scent of the day was. Always love hearing what my viewers are wearing, and we'll see you again. Bye.